Okay.
Hello and welcome to Tamla and Taylor's Treat Talk Tuesday podcast, where we talk to you about treats, business, and life. Today, we are continuing on with our summer pop-up series, and we are talking about how to get those sweet treats to their destinations safely during these hot summer months. But first, let me introduce myself. I am Taylor, owner of Taylor's Kitchen right here in Albion, Michigan, where we make custom sweet treats for all of your occasions. I can be found on social media platforms at Sweet Spirit Treats. Over to Tamala.
Hi, everyone. I am Tamala, owner of Torlitas for that sweet and crunchy taste. Torlitas is a dessert company located right here in this great state of Ohio, where I specialize in salty, sweet treats. If you want to know more about me and my business, go to at Torlitas. That's T as in Tuesday, ORLITAS on Instagram. Taylor?
All right. So, as we had stated earlier, it is summer, it is hot outside. And do you have everything that you need to get your, your treats to their proper destination? Or have you even considered what to give your customers to tell them how to keep their treats cool? Have you made a card? Or have you made a little sticky note? Or what do you put in your email to give to your customers in order for them to get the cakes to their destinations properly? So, first, let's talk about farmers markets. I know we are doing the summer pop-up series, and let's just talk about how are we going to get these treats places. So, I'll tell you what I normally do. So what I normally do is if it's summer and it's gonna be hot outside. So if it's extremely hot, I get a cooler and I bring it with me to the market. But as you know, I make things that are non-perishable and are shelf stable, which is why I'm even able to sell things from home and don't have to work out of a commercial kitchen. But I like to put things in coolers if it gets extremely hot. Um, but the one thing that I do, a warm cake or a room temperature piece of cake in the summertime is delicious. Okay. It is delicious. So that's one thing that I do is I bring a cooler with me and I put things in the cooler if they're gonna get too hot, and then I pull them out as we are serving. What's one thing that you do, Tamala, to keep your treats cool? I know you have
Well,
chocolates.
definitely, summer is is not my friend when it comes to chocolate treats. So I do most of my
Yeah.
things out of my house instead of the pop-ups. But if I did have some things at the pop-up and I when I do transporting, I like to do it with dry ice. That is also, you can get dry ice packets from a lot of places now, Restaurant Depot, restaurant stores, or Amazon and things like that. So think about dry ice. Also think about keeping your car very cold. So you're going to crank up that AC.
Mm.
Going to have to do it. Hopefully you got enough crank up in your car if you're transporting it to make sure that those things stay temperature controlled. We don't want any flare ups of hot or sweating or melting. Those are all things we don't want to happen. Okay. The other thing is, I ran across, and I'll post it here, here, or here. I ran across a wonderful cooler that is electronic. You have to plug it in, and it really keeps your items very, very cold. So you don't have to use a dry ice or you don't have to use blocks of ice. But this particular cooler is temperature controlled. You can put your items in there. You probably can't put a whole bunch like a cake, but if you have individual items like ice cream sandwiches or chocolate dipped bananas, if you have like ice cream cakes or ice cream bars, ice cream sandwiches, if you have anything that's maybe like a fruit cup, or anything fruit based that you were transporting, anything that's cold, maybe like a lemonade, a homemade lemonade, a strawberry lemonade, or blueberry lemonade. You can use a cooler that is temperature controlled to keep those things cool. I know that, the old school way with a cooler and ice is the way to go. But be sure if you're going to offer those kinds of things, there's a method to that also. You just don't, it's not the new way. Instead of just pouring the ice in the cooler, is to maybe have it in sections, okay, where it really can get the best bang for the buck if you're having something cold. So don't forget those quick ways and easy ways to help transport your sweet treats this pop-up summer season.
Yes, definitely. And if you are transporting things such as like cakes or cupcakes or things like that, definitely if you can get the cards that have like the cake care instructions, and you can have those attached to your cake boxes. It's good to use cake boxes that are cardboard, because that will keep your cake cool. You know, plastic, like say for instance, like some people when they do the pound cakes, they put them in their little carriers, and those plastics covering your cake will cause your cake to sweat a lot. So make sure you do things like using the cardboard, um, and like Tamla said, keep the air condition cranked up, and try to inform your customers in as many ways as possible to not just leave the cake sitting out in the summertime, because a cake ultimately has, you know, the butter and the buttercream, and what do those do? Those will melt in the summertime. And so just try to keep up with their communication to your customer, so they don't come back and say you didn't tell me, or I left it out, or I didn't refrigerate it until about 30 to 45 minutes before the event, and I just sat it on the counter and now it looks like this. And you're like, you'll be able to reiterate, I told you, you know, several times. I added it to the email, I added it here and there. And another really important tip is, um, you can use a high ratio shortening in your buttercream, and um, that'll make it be able to withstand heat, and it won't cause your buttercream to melt as fast. And so I always use high ratio shortening when I'm baking, whether it's winter or summer. It just makes my cakes more stable, and I like that. And it makes them not melt as fast in the summertime. And I use that. Well, I learned that long ago when I first started making cakes, and I've been using the high ratio shortening ever since. So these are
That's
a
a
couple
good. I'm
of
glad
tips
you
for
mentioned the containers on how to transport with the containers as well, because that I didn't even think
Mhm.
about if you're using plastic containers, or say food saver containers or something like that. That does, help that moisture and heat to even get hotter if you have it near the sun or
Mhm.
that. Also, if you're transporting in your car, you can put down like, something that's really clean and things like that. You can put in the lower level of your car, in the trunk space of your car. I would just suggest put down maybe like a sheet or something that is um, very, I don't want to say nice, but maybe something that a sheet, or even one of those plastic tablecloths or something like that. So when you pick up your items out of your car, it doesn't get any dust or any, wayward things that might be in your car, um,
Yeah.
attached to it, because who wants a hair when you're giving something to somebody to be on? It's just, we know
Right.
how cars are. I don't care how great you clean them. There's a wayward hair somewhere. So Be sure of that as well, because those things are important. So I think those are some good tips, Taylor. I don't think we missed anything. And if we did, I would love for our viewers to let us know what they do to transport their summer treats. I know that everybody has the cringe when it comes to cakes and things like that. I don't like my frosting to be interrupted. I want perfect, intact frosting. Do not smash my frosting. Okay. Am I alone? I'm sure I'm not alone. But so let us know. Comment below. We would love to hear what you have to say. Well, this concludes another episode of Tamla and Taylor's Treat Talk Tuesday, where we share about treats, business, and life every Tuesday at noon on YouTube. We would love for you we would love for your feedback, as well as if you would love to be a guest on our show, please drop us a comment, DM us, or email us. And our information is right here on the site. So I guess that's it. Happy transporting.
Yeah.
Happy summer. We'll see you soon.
Guys, have a blessed week, and make sure you continue to check out all of the episodes in this summer pop-up series. And we hope that as you transport all of your treats this summer, they arrive safe and unscathed, and that you have a blessed week. All right, guys. Bye.